that you need some way to generate leads in 2020. And a lot of the ways that people have been doing it, those that are your users have gotten used to it, and they might not really still be clicking the way that they used to. So today we're going to share with you a simple hack, a way to add a quiz to your website that actually has a lot of effective traction. There's been case studies done, has effective traction in getting new leads for your business. So we're going to tell you how that works and why you need one on your website coming up.
Welcome to the Bite Size Marketing Hack Podcast, where you get the confidence to hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Rashawn here.
And I'm Mark.
We're so excited you're back on the show. We wanted to talk to you about what does it look like to have a lead generator in the form of a quiz on your website that can, build your business, help grow your business, but also help you learn more about your people and who exactly it is that is engaging your content. And yeah, I just think this is going to be an amazing conversation. And I want to learn more about this personally because I've never done it before. You want to get into it, Mark?
Yeah, I'm glad to. And, this has just stirred for me even in the last few months as I've been working with some clients and talking with people about what can work for them in generating new leads. And part of the problem is that a lot of people, any time in marketing, once a lot of people are doing something, it can begin to become so saturated that you got to try something else. So let's first start with just talking about the problem. The problem is you need some sort of lead generator, and maybe you know that. Maybe you've created a PDF that adds value or gives people tips in a specific area. All that is great, but the problem is if there's so many other people doing something similar, you don't stand out from the crowd and people don't choose you over somebody else, and you stop to getting so many clicks or so many people downloading that value adding content that you have. So this is a strategy that works and has worked for many people that can work for you as well. And so I'm going to share with you one platform that does it. I like Interact, and that's why I'm going to share it with you. But this is called Interact, and you can find it at tryinteract.com. And so this is a platform, a website that for free, and then of course they've got a paid version like most websites do that are service or product based like this. But they've got a service that allows you to make a quiz. So here you see on the screen, if you're watching on Facebook, the question is, who's your favorite on-screen heroine? Or another one, what's your secret sauce? So how to own your own awesome, stand out of the crowd, build a biz, and have fun doing it. So then you take a quiz and learn, are you doing that? And so I've seen other ones that Interact has created as examples, such as personality quizzes. You can see that here on the screen, or a question for marketing. What kind of entrepreneur are you? What is your top skills? Or is your website effective the way that it's designed right now? And you can see how if you've got a quiz that begins to dial into some of those questions that's specifically and really adding value to somebody, they're going to want to use it, and it's going to be interactive for them. So they're going to be able to give input and feedback and then assume that that's going to give them specific information that's going to help them to evaluate their website or give them information what kind of entrepreneur they are. It's going to tell them something about themselves. And so that's going to be valuable to them. And that's different than just more information to add. So first of all, I think just the quiz itself is just different. So it stands out in that way. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I love that. That you basically you're sharing one. There's an informative piece to it, but the interaction piece is what really sets it apart from anything you can, sort of add to your page to bring value to your people. Me personally, I love quizzes. I love when people want to know more about, sort of my thoughts, or even when I can learn, my thoughts, my perspective and, my experiences. And also I love the fact that I can learn more even about myself.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. And I think that's why Enneagram blew up and sort of launched off the way it did.
Right.
And so many people, whether they're a believer in the church or whether they're not in the church and they're far from God, they're learning more about themselves and their uniqueness and things like that. So I just think it's really cool to have your own little quiz that is really specific and geared towards your, sort of your business, but also how to serve them better. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's really cool, Mark.
Yeah.
The interaction.
I think you're right on that the interaction is the huge key to it. And so then your question may well be, it probably should be once you're hearing this. So then how does that actually lead to you getting a lead out of this? Or are you going to get an effective lead that's actually interested in your products, interested in your services? Or is it just a random person? Well, you're going to want to be careful and think through what kind of quiz you create, and you want it to be somewhat close to the services and the specific problem you resolve that's going to give somebody some information along those lines and even set you up to be an authority in that area.
Yeah.
And at the end of the quiz, here's what's powerful, and we were talking about this before we hit record today, that you want to add some value to them, and you can even take it up a notch. Rashawn was talking about this, by giving a value-adding content piece then. So then you're adding the PDF giveaway or whatever that might be at the end of the quiz. And then they're going to get all of that in their email. They're going to get the quiz results and get the free PDF in their email. And so it just kind of adds layers of value on there. And you're not manipulating, you're not tricking people. You really have value to add to them. And you're committing to continue to add that value over time. They're just giving you in exchange for all of that their email. And then you're committing to continuing to give them that value-adding content. So it's a win-win situation.
I love that, Mark. And I would think that even you can get to the point where you have 5 different quizzes, and it can be geared towards 5 different people to specifically, meet them where they are, and also learn from them in ways you can serve them in a bigger, in a grander way. So I love that, man, because not everyone's on the same sort of place in their journey, as we go back to that word journey, and you're being the hero. But this gives us an awesome opportunity to be a guide by learning more about them.
So I just want to encourage you guys, you can go to tryinteract.com and you can begin to explore some of the existing quizzes there to get some ideas. And that might be a great place to start. And then you could use another platform if you don't want to pay the money and use something like JotForm to create your own quiz. It's a little bit more work to do it that way, but if you're really set on not paying money for something like that, you could do that. But just either way, just realizing that it's an investment that pays off to create something that is value adding, but also interactive. And really, you're going to get some people who are going to be those qualified leads that could very well lead to a paying client down the road. So any more thoughts here?
My only last thought is Mark, you're brilliant for thinking of this idea to talk about this, because I'm like, why wouldn't you start this as a business? I need to jump on it. Let's go. We do.
That's awesome. Well, guys, I think that's it for today. And as Rashawn is famous for saying, it's time to get started, guys. If you hear this and you're provoked by this and you say, man, that could work for my business, I would just encourage you as a first step, because sometimes we need an active first step because we can feel overwhelmed. Head to tryinteract.com, and they're not paying us a dime for doing this. I'm just trying to help you guys. Head to tryinteract.com and begin to just look at the quizzes people have created there and some of the case studies that have worked. And I think that might just convince you that there's something to this, that somehow getting people interactive on your site will begin to generate some new leads. So take that first step. Just go and look at it. Or if you've got a company, you've got a marketing person on staff, have them go and take a look at it. But just take a look at this, and we believe that this could really be a way to set yourself out from the crowd. So I think that's it for today.
Yes. Let's get started. We'll see you guys here soon. And thanks again for spending time with us. You could be anywhere on the podcast network, on Facebook, but you're here with us.
That's it. Bless you guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. And visit us at bitesizemarketinghacks.com for more resources and episodes that will help you hack your marketing